Welcome once again to Haunted Bites. Today we visit colorful Colorado and, as always, before we begin, we humbly ask you to like and subscribe. With that out of the way, let's get started. Haunted Bites, Top 3, Haunted Spots in Colorado. Number 3, Cheeseman Park. Cheeseman Park, Denver's first graveyard, hides a chilling past beneath its serene landscape. When the city decided to transform the graveyard into a public park, loved ones moved many bodies, but numerous remains were left unclaimed. E.P. McGovern, a man hired to relocate the remaining bodies, devised a sinister plan. Paid per coffin, McGovern chopped up bodies to fit them into child-sized coffins, ensuring a larger payday for himself. As late as the 1960s, human remains were still being discovered, remnants of this gruesome chapter. Visitors and residents in the area report sightings of strange apparitions, particularly in Cheeseman Park and the nearby Botanic Gardens, where it's believed many of the dead still rest. The park's dark history even inspired the movie Poltergeist. Ghostly encounters and eerie sensations continue to haunt this site, as it's believed the bodies that were never moved still linger below. Number 2, the Stanley Hotel. Quite the grand and imposing hotel, the Stanley Hotel has become infamous as one of the most haunted places in Colorado. It's also the inspiration behind Stephen King's The Shining. During a stay at the hotel, King was struck by the eerie ambiance, particularly after wandering through its empty halls. Guests frequently report hearing the laughter of children in deserted hallways and the faint sound of piano music echoing from the grand ballroom, despite no one being there. The hotel's paranormal reputation runs so deep that it offers nighttime spirit tours, which take curious visitors to the creepiest parts of the hotel, including an underground tunnel believed to harbor even more secrets. Apparitions are so frequent that some visitors claim to capture strange orbs and figures in their photos, particularly in the pet cemetery located on the grounds. The Stanley is a haven for anyone seeking a brush with the supernatural, making it one of the most spine-chilling spots in Colorado. Number 1, the Central City Masonic Cemetery. At the Central City Masonic Cemetery, ghostly encounters have long been reported, making it Colorado's top haunted spot. Visitors often describe seeing a young boy who hides behind trees, only to vanish when approached. Cameras often capture strange orbs and unexplainable figures at night, phenomena attributed to the many spirits said to haunt the grounds. Most famous, however, is the mysterious woman in black. Dressed in somber attire, she appears twice a year to place Colorado's state flowers, columbines, on the grave of John Edward Cameron. She vanishes as quickly as she appears, leaving visitors bewildered by her spectral presence. The identity of the woman remains unknown, though some speculate she is Cameron's long-dead wife. While wandering the cemetery at night is considered trespassing, the Gilpin County Historical Society offers guided creepy crawls during October, allowing brave souls to explore Central City's most haunted corners. But wait, are those truly the top 3 haunted spots in Colorado? We at Haunted Bites ask that you please remember to like and subscribe, and in appreciation of your consideration, we have added the following infamous haunted spot in Colorado. So listen now to this horrific haunted history lesson, the Sand Creek Massacre. No list of Colorado's haunted history would truly be complete without detailing the tragic and horrific events of the Sand Creek Massacre. Taking place on November 29, 1864, this massacre is a deeply haunting chapter in Colorado's past, as well as in the history of America as a whole. U.S. Army Colonel John Chivington, leading 700 militiamen, launched an unprovoked attack on a Cheyenne and Arapaho village, slaughtering 260 defenseless elderly men, women, and children. The inhumanity of Chivington's cavalry extended far beyond mere death, as his soldiers not only returned the next day to scalp the victims, they also cut out unborn babies from pregnant women they had butchered the day before and cut off the genitalia of men and women, which they would display as trophies later. Chivington, who had political aspirations to become governor, presented the massacre in the most self-serving terms. In his telling, it was a heroic battle, and thus he would become thought of as a hero. However, he would later face the testimony of two of his men who refused to participate in the attack, including Silas Soule, a brave 24-year-old soldier who refused to allow his company to participate in the massacre, and whose later testimony to a military commission led to the truth being known. The following is part of the chilling, direct testimony by Silas Soule. The massacre lasted 6 or 8 hours, and a good many Indians escaped. I tell you, Ned, it was hard to see little children on their knees have their brains beat out by men professing to be civilized. One squaw was wounded, and a fellow took a hatchet to finish her, and he cut one arm off and held the other with one hand and dashed the hatchet through her brain. One squaw, with her 2 children, were on their knees, begging for their lives of a dozen soldiers, within 10 feet of them, all firing, when one succeeded in hitting the squaw in the thigh, when she took a knife and cut the throats of both children, and then killed herself. The commission concluded that the raid on Sand Creek was a cowardly, cold-blooded slaughter, sufficient to cover its perpetrators with indelible infamy and the face of every American with shame and indignation. The Sand Creek Massacre National Historic Site now serves as a reminder of this atrocity. Visitors to the site report hearing the anguished cries of those who were killed, and many have seen ghostly apparitions wandering the plains. The spirits of the men, women, and children slaughtered that day are said to still haunt the grounds, their pain and sorrow echoing through time. This tragic event stands as one of the darkest and most spiritually charged locations in the state, forever haunted by the souls of those lost. So we humbly ask, what is the haunting cost of dehumanizing groups of people throughout history who are somehow depicted as different? The horrific reality is that it leads to a false and tacit permission to commit violence and atrocities against such groups under the cover of delusional righteousness. The horror indeed. Thank you for visiting us, and hope our postings haunt you until next time. Remember to like and subscribe and come back often, as there are always more hauntings to come.